Thokozani, Thokozani, Thokozani. Thokozani. If you can hear me, guys, can you just greet back, put some hearts, some likes, then I know that we are all here. You can hear me. How's everyone doing? This is me showing up. Hey, at least I'm showing up. It's 2 days later, but in corner, ne? Yeah. Into zomoya ziyahlupha, guys. I couldn't come when I promised because if I tell you what I was doing, you guys are going to laugh. So let me share so you can laugh. So I was supposed to come on Saturday, ne? Kwavuka nje ngavuka nesinye isalukazi. Esinye isalukazi esathi sifuna ngiyenze ibhandi leli. Now, I don't know who it's for. I don't know why I'm doing it. Okusalayo ngihambe ngaye funa a whole bag of wool from my basement. Ngaboniswa le color, green and yellow. Kwathiwa ngiliyenze ibhandi leli, ibidance. Angazi for who, for what. And so I had to be still. I could not do anything other than that thing. Mangikhululile last night. So that is really the main reason you guys didn't see me. So nyabona angizenzi, guys. I like to be punctual when I say I will be somewhere. I like to fulfill my promises, but I've told you before. Mina, uBarbara, has no say-so over her own life and her own time. There are other people who have control over my life and my time. So that's just to let you guys know. So again, Naindaba. This has been a long time coming. Hello, Nyanbingelela Nonke, greeting everybody. Thokozani, Dumelang, Tobela, Lesedi Khanya, Kamakwini, Jambo, Muribwanji, Kilode, Nangadev. Who have I left? I think I've covered the ones I know. Hope everybody is well. How's everybody doing? I see you're also well. Please share this out. I need you guys to share this to some men, okay? Whether it be your brother, whether it be your father, whether it be your cousin, whether it be your uncle, whether it be your brother-in-law. I need this shared out to some males. I'm seeing a lot of Indlovukazi here. Yes, I'm delivering your message, but this message is not for you. So I need y'all to take a back seat. I need y'all to, so that I can pass this message on to whomst it belongs, okay? Now, it's going to be very tempting for you to jump in here, but I will not pay attention to your comments because I'm here to pass on a message to Amakehla, the men, the divine masculine. Those are the people I need in the front. And disclaimer, Makehla, do not shoot the messenger. Are you hearing me? Do not point your guns at me. Because I am only a mouthpiece. I'm a messenger. So over this time that you haven't seen me, I've been talking to a lot of Indlovukazi. I've been listening to the content of a lot of Indlovukazi on this issue of the divine masculine. And I managed to crystallize some things that I think would be very helpful for you. Okay. Sipora says, Mute, we shall become. I don't understand what you're saying, Zipporah. Mabato. Utini mabato. But, okay, I'm going to stop reading comments so that I can focus on delivering this message as I was instructed to deliver this message. And we're going to do this in point form. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. It is not to make any singular person feel some type of way. But if the shoe fits, right? If the shoe fits, wear it, own it, and then do better. So here's the first message that Here is the first message to Amakehla from Indlovukazi. The first message that I noted down was, men need or should understand one thing. They, Indlovukazi, are saying, while we are healing ourselves, what are you doing? The reason they're asking this question is because there are a lot of women who are doing the healing work, who are doing the shadow work, who are healing from previous relationship traumas, who are healing from childhood traumas, who are working on their father wounds. They are working on their mother wounds. They are doing the work of healing themselves. They are doing the work of becoming more conscious, and they are doing the work of gaining a better understanding of who they are as Indlovukazi. Many are in this time and understand that it is the time for Indlovukazi not only to heal for themselves, but for the collective. They are understanding that as they have healed, beautiful things have started to happen in their lives outside of relationship. So I'm talking about women who are celibate for a while. I'm talking about women who now are at a point where they are saying, I would love to be in a relationship with someone, but I'm not about to compromise my peace, my space, my finances for a relationship. So we're talking about women in their mid-30s to 40s to 50s who have literally said, unless I meet somebody who is healed, and now that I know my own worth, unless I meet somebody who is worthy to be in relationship with me, I'd rather be alone. So that's something that really struck a chord in me, because the way it looks is there is really going to be a divide between men and women, because women are not going to be able to put up with some of the things that they put up with in previous relationships. There is nothing more beautiful than being healed and having peace. And there are a lot of Indlovukazi who are saying we're not compromising that peace. Many are happy to raise their children and to just live their lives, to travel the world, to do whatever it is, without the stress that comes with relationship. So that was one. What are you, Amakehla, doing while Indlovukazi are healing? Because there's no point in Indlovukazi healing themselves if the men aren't also doing the work. Oh, and they said to tell you that you, Amadoda, like to use this phrase like, oh, you're going to die single. Oh, you're going to go die alone. You're past your sell-by date. Listen, this is a new era. Those insults don't hurt Indlovukazi anymore because they're actually not looking. They're actually not wanting to be in a relationship. So you have to make sure that you men are doing your healing so that you are appealing to an Indlovukazi who has been there, done that, seen it, wrote the book, has done her healing work. She's whole. She's fully in her power. Can you handle that? Are you ready for that? Because she will smell your woundedness a mile away. That's the next thing they said, is to tell y'all that you need to stop lying because they can see through your lies. And gone are the days where they will see through your lies and be quiet for the sake of being with you. Are you hearing me? They're not going to compromise their standards and sit around and listen to your lies. You, Mara, why do you guys like lying like this? Amakel. Yeah, you people can lie. Yo, we lie too, but you guys are in another league with lies. See, we sometimes give ourselves away with our lies because we get all emotional and their eyes start. You people can lie with a straight face and tears rolling down and tell umntana umuntu, I love you. Meanwhile, you don't love them. So number 2, stop with the lies. We can smell the lies before we've even met you. Number 3, stop leading women on. This is part of the lies that you guys tell. And it's become habitual for many of you. It's become like the norm. Like this is what men do. Do not initiate a relationship with someone when you know very well that the things you're telling this person is not your intention. In other words, stop telling women that you want to be with them and that you love them when you deep down know that what you actually want is her money, that what you actually want is her body, that what you actually need is a place to stay or a car to drive. Stop doing that. That is the height of cruelty. And now in this age of Ma'at, she doesn't need to do anything. Indlovukazi Ma'at will deal with you. That is another reason why Indlovukazi just don't even want to entertain relationship because of those kind of lies. There's a woman who is telling me that she knows of somebody who dated somebody and engaged this person for 6 years. 6 years. At the end of which he left her and went and met somebody who he married in 3 months. The woman who was married in 3 months is the one who was telling the story. And she says she only found out all this after she was... Thokozeni, can you guys hear me? I don't know why something just happened. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just can you tap so I know I'm not talking to myself? Yep, there. So people can hear me. Yeah. Yeah, bo. Right. So she says she only found this after the marriage. And she says, you know, they got on, they clicked, everything was well and stuff. Now she finds this out and now she's seeing this person differently. Despite the fact that on their meeting, it was like a soulmate type of thing. Do you see? Number 1, I think it was only fair that he would have disclosed to this new woman what he had actually done. Number 2, what he did to that other woman is terrible. So now he's sitting with a new wife who doesn't trust him. Another one tells a story of how after being married to someone for 16 years, she finds out that there was a child who was older than her child. She's been married for 16 years. How do you hide a whole human being? Mind you, he was paying maintenance and all those things until the child decided to come looking for his dad and introduce himself and say, I want to meet my siblings. I want to be with my father. Why am I on the outside? Why would you hide a whole human for 16 years? Why would you marry someone without disclosing this kind of information? That is the height of cruelty. You know why? Because every single person deserves to know the full truth before they make a commitment to something. So, in so many ways, this marriage of 16 years can become null and void based on the fact that it wasn't based on truth. How is somebody who's... Now, listen, you start asking yourself questions. She said to me, Mkulu, I look at this man and I ask myself, do I even know who he is? So what have you done with your lies? These are the depth of lies. I just wanted to give you some examples of the lies that I have been told that are going on out there. So I think we're at number 3. Ne? Number 4. On the issue of body count, come on. come on. Really? There is a double standard here. And I know there's some men who are ultra traditional, who I'm ultra indoda. Amadoda agajoli. Right? Amadoda agafebi. This is the thing, right? Let me tell you something. In this age of the divine feminine, you are not going to be able to get away with playing people's children and stringing them along. It's one thing if you are in a relationship with someone and you are honest with them. See, it all boils down to honesty and fairness and ethics and morality. What is morality? Morality has nothing to do with how many people you get with. Morality has to do with your truth. Are you a moral person? Means, are you an honest person? Can you be honest with your partner to say, hey, you know, I want to be in a relationship with you, but I do kind of feel like at this point, I'd like to keep my options open. Be honest, because this person can then choose whether they want to move along with you or whether this is not something they can do. Don't lie. If somebody comes up front and says, I want to be with you, however, I don't want something exclusive. And don't make it a one-way street where you now say, I don't want anything exclusive. I want to keep my options open. But when you're under lock and key, nonsense. Let her decide whether she's ready and willing to put up with whatever it is you bring. Honesty. Women respect men who are honest way more than lies. See, once a man is caught in a lie, you guys don't realize the level of contempt we have for you. You become this. And once you become this in our eyes, the respect goes. And y'all are big on respect. For the respect, inhlonipho. Earn it. Because it's not coming for free. You give someone, especially, listen, once you give a woman reason to disrespect you, know that that relationship is over. She may exit. And I'm telling you what they're telling me to tell you. I've had a lot of conversations in the last 2 months. If she exits, you may not know about it until she's good and ready. She will stay with you and heal with you and whatever. And then when she turns around and exits, you won't know what hit you. Because all along you've been thinking we're okay. You're carrying on. And she no longer talks. She's no longer, doesn't respond anymore. That's when you know you're in trouble, is when the woman you're with doesn't check on you. When the woman with you doesn't care whether you're coming home or not. When the woman you're with doesn't nag. Ukuphi? Why ungenzanga? Ukhohle ibirthday yami? Why ungangifonelanga? Why are you not talking to me? Once she stops doing that, just know that your relationship is over. Not that you can resuscitate it. Because what men don't realize is when a woman says it's done, it's done. She can still talk to you. She can still laugh with you and everything. But her heart is closed to you. So there are a lot of you who think you're getting away with stuff, but you're getting away with nothing. Because you've already been caught. There are Indlovukazi sitting in homes right now who are just biding their time for a good exit. And after she has healed, she becomes very much the way you guys think, very strategic and very linear. You guys don't know that part about us. Very strategic. Take care, make sure all the ducks are lined up nicely before she exits. Is that deception? No. Because you've put her in survival mode. Right? So that's the other thing. So this issue of body count, this is disrespectful, very disrespectful. Y'all like to write about it on social media. Ooh, body count. A woman with high body count is worth less than a man with high body count. You're deluded. You're very deluded. Because the same way that you nyanya body count and say she's useless, she's past the sale that date, believe me, women who have healed are at that point too. That's why you have a lot of women who are like, I'm not having anyone around me because sengi clean, I'm vibrating high. My energy, my aura is back to myself. I don't have time to even start with the mess out there. They're not interested anymore. Do women need men? That was a question I was asking them. Indlovukazi, do you need a man in your life? The common answer was no. The common answer was no. The moderate answer was not if, no, not it was yes, but not if he is not okay. Yes, but not if he's not healed. Yes, but not if he's jobless and he plans to mooch on me. No, but not if he is not ambitious and he's coming to sit on my couch and eat my food and then expect me to come in and cook and clean and take care of the kid. No. So there is a condition now to women needing men. Matter of fact, they say they don't need, they want to be in a relationship. And please, men, can you accept that there are women out there who don't want to be in a relationship? And stop putting some stigma on it and saying, oh, there's something wrong with you if you don't want to be in a relationship. No, there are women out there who do not want to be in a relationship. And the women are saying you need to accept that. And stop seeing it like it's some kind of a challenge when a woman says no to you and you keep badgering. They're actually finding it irritating now. These women are beyond flattery, guys. I want to tell you, these are the kind of women who are so healed, they don't need to hear from anybody that they are beautiful. They don't. They literally don't. They know this. These are the kind of women now that you cannot buy with a bouquet of roses because that stuff no longer means anything to them. These are highly spiritual women. Like I said, they can read you from a mile away. And when I say highly spiritual, I'm not talking these ones. These ones are, yes, these ones are a unique category that need their own life. I'm talking about Indlovukazi, just the average Black woman now who is healing. They know who they are. They know who they were created to be. You can't pull a fast one. Matter of fact, when you try to pull a fast one, all they see is little boys running around being silly. Because why? Because we understand that we birthed you. But we also understand how devious and mean you can be and cruel. So that's that. Then yo, hi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, I think we're on 5. There are lots. Number 5. Indlovukazi say they will judge your character based on how you treat the women that have come before in relationship, how you treat your children, how you treat your mother or your sisters if they are alive. So when they see that you are not good to the females in your family, they see that as a red flag to run. Now, it can happen that within a family there's broken down communication and this and this and this, but Indlovukazi will observe with consistency. There's no way you can tell me there's not a single female in your family you won't get on with. If they see that, or how you speak of your mother, they're watching all those things. And for them, a lot of things are red flags. So there are 2 issues when it comes to the mother. There is the umama wam, can do no wrong, umama wam, is God, umama wam. Umama wam, Yes, umama ngiyamthanda. I love my mother. Yes, my mother is human. She has made mistakes, but I still respect her. My mother did X, Y, and Z for me. They are observing nuances in how you talk about your mother in order to understand what sort of a husband you are going to be. Are you going to be the husband who is controlled remotely by my mother? Or are you going to be the husband who respects mother, but gives her her rightful place, but understands that he is now with a wife and he needs to give his focus and energy to his wife and the family they are building? Do you see there's a slight difference there? They are watching. Because one of the biggest fears that was mentioned in this particular context was the mama's baby, the mama's boy. Because many are like, I don't want to be in a relationship that is going to be remotely controlled by Orahadi, the sisters-in-law, and mother-in-law. So, a lot of the healing that needs to happen to fix that mother-son relationship is going to have to be you, Amakehla, fixing that and looking at that relationship. If you have not cut the apron strings with mama, you're going to have a hard problem with a healed Indlovukazi. Because remember, she wants to be mistress of her domain. She wants to create her legacy. She's not about to be bamboozled into joining some cultish legacy she doesn't understand. In her own right, she has the right to create her legacy with her family. A continuation perhaps of that legacy, but not that she gets swallowed in a legacy that she knows nothing about. Not going to work. This is why Mandulo, when a young man got married, he had to be so ready to take on a wife to the extent that he was ready to build outside of his father's household his own space for his wife and therefore his family. Because it is very understood that you cannot have two queens in the same... Yay! Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. You want to see flames, put those two together. For the most part, that does not work. Now, there are some people who've lucked out. There's some people for whom it... But that dynamic, where then there's the male between here's mother and here's wife, and he's in the... If you're a male and you want peace, make sure that you have sorted out your mama issues and that your mother also understands boundaries. And related to that was the issue of support. Many women who have exited their marriages were saying, I'm never going to do this again because I was never supported by my spouse. He would stand with his family and I would stand over there by myself looking like a fool. So understand that the healed woman would rather be alone than to be tortured by other people. Remember, she comes into this family through you and because of you. So your job as a man is to protect her at all times. If she is not doing right, you pull her aside privately, the two of you, and you try to make her see what's going on. However, if your family is on the attack or complaining, you are the one who's supposed to say, hey, no. Because if you don't set those boundaries, Mtana Bantu is going to suffer. And that is not right. If you're not yet man enough to take a wife and take a stand, don't do it. And don't approach these healed ones because another thing is Many Indlovukazi come out of relationships with narcissists that is really unhealed men who are jealous. Baneskwele is serious, the kind of man who will be so jealous, who will be physically violent, who will be controlling. Who, if you're one of those, I don't even know why you're on this live. Because that level of woundedness, you know you have it. And yet you choose to do nothing because society has made it such that you can get away with that nonsense. If you are a misogynist, meaning deep down in your heart, in your soul, in your psyche, you don't like women, you HATE women, stay away from us. Stay away from us. Narcissistic men are causing so much wounding. This is why we're here today with a lot of Ndlovukazi who are healing after years of narcissistic abuse, who are saying, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm enough. There are women that I talk to who are like, Nkulu, don't talk to me about relationship. Come and talk to me about business. Come and talk to me about property. Come and talk to me about expanding the female empire in Ndlovukazi outside of men. That's because there was so much wounding. And then when the healing came, there was nothing to do with men. If you know you hate women, and how do you know you hate women? Listen to your statements about Indlovukazi. Indlovukazi. And it comes from a place of hate. Please stay away from us. Stay away from us. We don't want you. Stay away from our daughters. Because majority of these narcissistic men can't deal with their age mates or their peers because they know that we see them. So what do? These naive little girls who will hero worship them, who won't ever correct them for anything, who they give some money and all they do is, The grown woman won't do that. And so your narcissistic self will chase after our daughters. Yes, I say our daughters because I have a daughter in my 20s. And if I catch any of you near my daughters, hey, umbane, lightning, yethuma. This is the problem we're having. So the issue is not that there are no men of, say, our age group, mid-30s going on, 50s going on. No, they are there. But they're chasing little girls because little girls won't hold them accountable. Sis. Little girls will be dependent. You throw a couple of $1,000, couple of $1,000 she won't bother you. You can do anything you like because there's that age differential. There's also a power differential. So she's going to toe the line and submit. That was the next point. I think we're number 7. Submission doesn't exist in the African context. Mandulo. Submission, women submit unto your husband. That one came with Christianity. We don't do that. How does Indlovukazi submit? Do you know what the meaning of submission is? Submission means to voluntarily give up your right to think, your right to be, your right. You basically voluntarily enslave yourself to someone. Now, let's keep it real for a minute. If I submit unto you just because you are a man and you're leading us to fall off a cliff, am I a good woman? Say I was your daughter and I married somebody and I decided to submit. And this person was leading us left, right, and center, right? I'm talking to the guys and I'm your daughter. What would you tell me to do? Now, if you don't love women, you'll say, listen to your husband. Because when you don't love women, you can't love your own daughter, can't even love your own mother. So you would say, listen to your husband. But if you're a man who loves his daughter and you see that, man, she is burdened, she's buckling under this submission to somebody who's leading them nowhere. Because she's decided, right, I'm going to let him lead. I'm going to let him lead. What would you, as a father, say to your daughter? Would you tell your daughter to carry on, or would you tell your daughter to, no, this is not. So if that's the case, if you would tell your own daughter to back away from there, why then do you think you have the right to perpetuate that same thing on someone else's child? Because she's someone else's daughter too. Why? See, many of you forget that you're fathers of daughters when you're doing the things that you do. When you're busy beating up on someone, you forget that you've birthed a girl child or several girl children. Umoya and karma. Who's to say that the way that you have treated someone else's child is not the same way that your daughters are going to be treated in the relationships they go into, so that you can feel? So now your kids are suffering and are bearing burdens because of your mess. It works like that in the spiritual realm, sadly. And many of you, as amadoda, aren't thinking that far ahead. Which brings me to point number 9, legacy. Indlovukazi are saying they don't want to be with someone who does not have a long-term vision for the family to be created, or even for himself as an individual. What is your vision for your future? Because if you don't have a vision, what am I doing with you? Like, what are we doing? And Indlovukazi, you guys who are listening here, you know that that is the language of Indlovukazi. Like, I don't understand. Where's this heading? What are we doing here? We are not created to be in a relationship for the sake of. We're not. Why? Because we're nurturers. We are nest builders. So now if you get with me and we are in this state of, I don't know what you call it. That's why we then ask, how do we define this thing that is going on? What is this? So when you come up with, you've lost me. Indlovukazi want a man with a vision. They respect a man with a vision for the future, for himself and for them. So now, if you have a vision for yourself, and your vision never says we, your vision never says sizoti, your vision never says in 5 years sizo aka into enje, or in 5 years we will, and you are in 5 years I will, in 5 years I will, in 10 years I will. You've lost her there, because she realizes that she's not a priority in your vision. In fact, she doesn't feature in your vision. She's a maybe, perhaps. Then Ndlovukazis of nowadays are listening out for codes. Because y'all do think you're slick, but you give away a lot in your languaging and in your behaviors. So Ndlovukazi will hear that. She may not say anything to you, but it's already Filofax right there as a red flag that, oh, okay. So... okay. Okay. And many Ndlovukazis are mature enough now. They don't throw their hands up and cry and scream. What about me? But I love you. Those days are gone. Sikolap. Number 10. Indlovukazis are saying this. They don't want relationships that are based on Western standards and Western rules any longer. They don't want relationships that have a hierarchy in them any longer. A Western hierarchy. What do I mean? Men are the head of the family. Women, you submit, you obey. In fact, that book says women obey. There's no obeying here, because there was never obeying Mandulo. There was a partnership of equals, in the sense of what? 2 human beings whose strengths complement, not compete, complement one another. So the idea, and guys, if you look at the picture of Asa and Aset, a lot of the time you see that Aset is supporting Asa. She's not kneeling. She's not towering above him. You know, she's not lying prostrate on the ground in front of him. She is next to him with her arm around him to symbolize support. Now, if you don't get that basic, you're going to have a problem with awakened women. Because they're not looking to be your sidekick. They're not looking to be your slave. They're not looking to be your cash cow. They're not, been there, done that. They're not there. They are looking for a partner that they can build with, a legacy. You need to bring that vision. And she will work her magic to make that vision happen. We are master magicians. And so our magic right now is for us. We are just magicking ourselves and having a fantastic time. Here is a question that was very interesting. Can women live without men? I asked that question. The answer was an unequivocal yes, we can. And many have said marriage benefits men more than it does women. That's facts if you look at statistics. So tell me, what is the incentive right now, madoda? What is the incentive right now for women to be in a relationship with somebody? So the idea of what does a woman bring to the table is a nonsense kind of a question, because she is the table and the chairs and what's on the table. The question then becomes, Nina, who lied to you and told you that you even have a table you can set to ask who brings what to the table? Like, let's be real. Who? You guys come from us. We birthed you. We were here before you. We are old as dirt, meaning we are old as the soil, Tina. There was a time we existed on the planet without you. And then you came through as a mutation, XX, XX, XY. So tell me then, just based on biology, who, if we're talking about need, needs who? Want to be honest, it's game time. All this to say what? Right now, honestly, it's the time of the divine feminine. Indlovukazi are rising. And you can say what you want, you can click us all you want, you can belittle us all you want. Fact remains that the prevailing energy supports the rise of Indlovukazi the way things used to be. Do we have partners in you? Healed partners. Not leeches and parasites. I'm talking a partner. Because many Indlovukazi are like, you know what? This person is a weight on my foot. I can do this on my own. We've been doing it on our own. There's nothing new here. We've been doing it on our own, most of us. Raising kids, working, taking care of family, extended family. Many of us, yito vusumuzi, like it or not. Many of our families are standing and functional and successful today because of a female. In the Gambia, I remember once somebody saying, in the Gambia, there is no longer the cry for male children. Any man, in fact, any family that has female children, they're like, you are so blessed. Why? Because it is clear that it is Indlovukazi who take care of their families. It is Indlovukazi who care about Rahadi Sonso, who's old, these are the people who are literally bavusa imizi. Because uvusumuzi is not about his surname. Uvusumuzi is about infusing life into a family that was dying on its feet because of poverty and hunger and disease and everything else. There are many women bazalele kaya, meaning to say the kids they are having, they go under isbongo sabo kaya malume. So who is the prize here? We are going to have to start redefining who we are to ourselves. Women are doing it. Men, you have to do that. You're going to have to do the work. And a lot of the work you're going to do is not going to make you popular among your peers. You guys like to do things in peer groups, amadoda, but amadoda. And you follow this popular opinion of men who tega Indlovukazi, men who do Indlovukazi down. But at the end of the day, as an individual, you got to sit with yourself and ask, what do I want for me? And then do the necessary. And have your fellow men friends laugh at you. Ah, shaye ipenti lo. Shaye ipenti galerato. Because you choose to be a better man. You're made fun of. Ultimately, the choice is yours. Right? Ultimately, the choice is going to be yours. Many men die younger than women. And a lot of it is because they have no one to take care of them in their old age. So, begs the question, who is the prize? You see, our grandmothers who did this kind of thing because it was the damn thing are gone. The Indlovukazi now who knows her worth won't sit around so she can nurse you in your old age after you've been cruel and mean to her. And you can call it what you like, but I won't go there because this one is too personal. But like I've seen some things in life where a woman who was treated like trash, her entire 60-year marriage turned out to be a monster when this old man was now sick. What legacy are you building? It goes back to that. How do you treat somebody so badly and expect that in your old age, this person is the person who's going to take care of you? Because you age quicker. You need somebody who's going to take care of you, to wash your dishes, to help you bath. Many of you are not thinking that far ahead, are you? So, there are a lot more. I said, don't shoot the messenger, ne? Hey, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I'm literally, listen, guys, we need to heal. No one is coming to do this for us. And see, I'm of the mind that we need that balance, masculine, feminine balance, but it's not coming. It's not coming. Hello, man. Hello. It's not coming until you do the work and stop criticizing Indlovukazi all the time and look inside you. Indlovukazi. You know, you upset them last time with your request, but they heard you and they said, okay, let us bring our own. This is not revenge. This is just truth-telling. This is just truth-telling. You've got a different kind of Indlovukazi out there who has worked hard to pick up the pieces of her heart, the pieces of her life, has had to put together the pieces of her children's life after someone ran out on her, and they're not ready. They're not ready for even a whiff of nonsense. So if you're not ready, don't approach them. Because many of you approach them with your woundedness, and you know what you're doing? You're triggering them. You're causing them to remember that pain. And once you do that, they don't want anything to do with you, because now your presence keeps triggering Yes, we heal, but you don't forget what you've been through. Yes, you move on, but you don't ever forget what you've been through. The memory is a powerful thing. So the minute you start bringing in that funky behavior back to where they came from, and it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm out. Once a woman has healed and knows who she is, she then knows what she wants, but she then also knows what she doesn't want. When she listens to her higher self, her soul, she's now listening in for her life's purpose. And anything that is going to take her away from her life's purpose or stall her life purpose any longer, gots to go. And usually the thing that is stalling or diverting her from her life purpose is indoda. It's a man, always. So they are choosing their higher self because they realize that this is where the ultimate joy and peace comes from. They'll let you go. Because you're not making anything easy. You're not helping her align with her higher purpose and calling. If anything, you're taking away. And the more you take away, the more amadlozwake. I'm trap, amadlozwake. She used to be prosperous. Anything she manifests happens. Bayavala, yonke into bayavala. So now she's got you as a weight, and she's got the bills as a weight, and you're pulling her down. She doesn't want that anymore. So she'll let you go. She'll cut you off quick if you get in the way of her purpose. So I, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we're, okay, here, 10. Right, one more, and I'm going to close it off because there are many. But here's the one that really, really blew me away. And that showed me that she has Indlovukazi. Much as we've been through, whatever we've been through, we're beautiful spirits. This message came in this morning, and she says, tell the men who have healed to please not be scared of approaching us who have healed. So you see, they're not saying they don't want you. They just want you healed. That was so pretty. I was like, wow. Meaning to say, there are women out there who notice that they are healed men. They see them. So my healed kings, the same way you've healed and now you're terrified of going into the fire. So you've got two camps. I don't know if it's a big or a small group, but you've got the healed male, the healed women, and they're all like, nah, not me. I'm not going there. So this message came from the guys like, we see you. Please approach us. And you'll find that the criteria of a healed woman and what she looks for in a partner are totally different than an unhealed woman. So, Makehla, if you heal, there's hope. There's hope for you. There's hope for the Black nation. Because this is the unity we need for Black unity. It starts there, that balance and harmony. So if we're not getting it right there, what are the chances of getting it right on a bigger scale? We have to demonstrate to Lomoya that we're serious about Black unity. Because this goes beyond just two people or just a family or just even a community. We're talking about the Black nation all over the world. So do you see how this call for healing is so big? Your individual healing literally affects everyone around you. Your healed self adds to the collective vibrational frequency of the Black family. So right now we're weighted down by unhealed people, and that's why there's so many. And so many of us are also aware that, yes, you can ascend as an individual, but the thing about it is it's not about you ascending as an individual. It's about a collective ascension so that we exit this matrix. You have a part to play, men. Those of you who with daughters, men, please spend time with your daughters. You may not be in a relationship with the mother, that's fine, but you can have a relationship with your child. There's a reason I say this. A lot of young girls are out there being preyed upon by older men, not because they want sex, not even because they want the gifts or the money, but because they're looking for affection. Affection they didn't get from their own father, therefore there's a father wound. So what these young women are doing is they are exchanging sex for hugs. And we know that with sex comes all sorts of issues. Imagine if you're a father, you are neglecting your daughter, and one day you're walking on the street and you see your little girl looking not so little in a tiny little dress, having this big pot-bellied man open a door for her so she goes in. How will your heart feel? And that is how your heart should feel every time you see a young girl in that scenario I've painted. Because every young girl, Kehla, is your child. Develop that, and we may in our lifetime see a better society. The same thing you would do if you saw your little girls, the same thing you would do then. Mothers do it all the time. Women are doing it all the time. Are these little girls crazy? Most of them, yeah, I'm not Nandaba. Oksalayo, this old man is gone. You're left with me. You can tuga me all you like. But Oksala, I've just ruined. In fact, I've just saved your little life. It's the men we need to kuza other men in this nonsense that they're doing. Now, if you do that, you'll have Indlovukazi's heart, I'm telling you. Because it means we can trust you, healed masculine, with our daughters and our children, because you will see them as your children. Don't ever, ever ask a woman to leave her children at her parents' home and come and marry you and sit with you and take care of your kids. I don't care what culture says, it is BS to ask a woman to abandon her kids to Gogo, her mother, and come and marry you and take care of your kids. Think about that. If you're about building legacy and you want to build a legacy with this woman, how are you going to exclude her children? They're your children, Mos. So, basalela nekai. Why you say they must stay out? But you've got kids outside and they're with you and she's coming in to take care of yours, but hers must stay where? Niazmoshel. Build a legacy, blend that family. You've got kids, they come in to the new setup. She's got kids, definitely they come into the new setup. There's your family. You raise those kids together. Whatever resources are there for the kids. You train and you teach your kids that this is dad, this is mom, by forming a unified force, the two of you. And making sure that you discipline the kids across the board by making sure that you guys are never seen by these kids as being at loggerheads, because kids can play you if you're weak. Otherwise, don't let her go. Let her be who she is and you be who you are. But don't ever ask a woman to do that. Don't take advantage of her love. These are separate conversations I'll have with Indlovukazi, but because I'm addressing my daughter, I'm telling you, assist her. Even if you see that she's going that route of abandoning her kids, if you love her, you will love those kids. And you won't put her in a situation where she has to make a choice. The healed Indlovukazi, of course, you don't have to worry about. because you will never get to a point where you're making that choice. The minute she sees or senses that you don't care about her kids, how does she know? You don't ask after her kids. You never say, hey, here's a little something to buy for the kids. Meanwhile, she's taking care of your kids, asks after your kids, provides when she can for your kids, but you don't reciprocate. She sees that. She was already checked out. It's a matter of time. So, on that note, Makesha, how do you feel? I know that felt like a... But it comes from love, right? We love you. Indlovukazi really love our divine masculine. And we'd like to thank those who have stood with us through thick and thin. We'd like to thank those who have not gone after Nile's palm-colored creatures. Laba bakama inwele ngezandla. Hayi siyazibongela at least ukuthi yazi kunokuhuzulana nokwenzani, but we are still in the same camp. We have to fix our house. And our house will only be fixed by us. No one is coming to save us, Black Nation. We got to save ourselves. So, on that note, masithokozeni until the next episode.